Hello friends, this is Prabhjot, your own occupational therapist, and today I'm going to elaborate on if a parent finds some challenges in a child, how do you decide what goals to set and what areas need to be worked on in order to achieve those goals. If you want regular content on child development, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Do remember to like the video and share it so that as many parents as possible can benefit from it. Challenge number 1. If your child appears lazy, for example, they don't feel like participating in any activity, they don't show interest in any activity, they prefer to run around, or they just want to stand and stare at certain things all the time. How do you create interest in such a child? The first goal for them would be try to do activities that require sustained attention. Sustained attention does not mean a 15 or 20-minute activity. It means even if the activity continues for 1 minute, the child continuously does it. For example, simply bouncing on a therapy ball. Can they sustain it for as long as you do? And you can make counts with that. So as when you say 30. So once you start counting, the moment it is 29, you say, and 30. Stop. So what happens? They understand that at this point they are supposed to stop. Similarly, you can try to give them an activity where they have to simply throw blocks towards a target. So target-based activities become their second way in which they can achieve their goal of creating interest. They should have a target. What are they supposed to do? How many times? What is the frequency of doing it? What exactly is the activity? Is it simple enough for them to do, or is it getting too challenging for them? Take it a step down. It's okay if you have provided a target 10 feet away and you realize, okay, it's too much for the child. Bring it towards 5 feet, maybe 2 feet or 3 feet even. That will help your child to gain interest, that the challenge is just enough. Challenge number 2. You feel your child is stubborn. Whenever you try to present an activity, there is either some kind of tantrum, or they run away all the time, or they just sit and don't even try to pick up the object that you want them to. What to do in that case? Important step, introduce some kind of flexibility. How? It is not important that if you have planned the first activity to be with the therapy ball, then that has to be there. You can make it different. Okay, maybe the child wants to play a keyboard that day, or maybe the child wants to play with some kind of dishes that day, so they want to bang on the dishes with spoons. Okay, let's start with that. So when you introduce this kind of flexibility, the child understands that you want to play with them, and then they will also come and play with you with whatever game or play activity you are introducing. Second, goals need to be specific with them. For example, you thought, okay, the child has done 5, but let's push it to 10 for the day. But if you had planned 5, stop there because the child's limit has reached at 5. Be consistent with how much you want to plan and don't go beyond that. Challenge number 3, you feel your child is messy. They eat in a messy way. So you try to feed them just to avoid that messiness, or they spread toys all around and they don't want to assemble it, or you feel that your child is playing with water all the time and the bathroom is always wet. So what to do in that case? Introduce elements of organization. How do you do that? How will such a young child understand what is organization? Simple. Oh, the bathroom looks dirty. Let's try to play the mop game. Mop, 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 mop. So what happens when you do it with the child and they help to clean up the area? They feel it's more fun. So you allow them to spill the water, and after that the cleanup process. And then you allow them to squeeze the mop also, which also becomes a messy activity for them. Similarly, if you feel that your child creates a lot of mess while eating, give them one food item at a time rather than laying down their plate with too many items that are likely to create a mess. Challenge number 4, your child involves in some kind of disruptive behavior. So disruptive behaviors are, for example, your child tries to mess things around all the time and they come to you telling you that they have created the mess and then you need to clean it up. Or if you don't listen to the child, whatever they're asking for, they start throwing things around, or they try to hit others or in some way harm others or even themselves sometimes. What to do in that case? Step number 1 here. Emotional control is important. Child's emotional regulation makes a lot of difference. How can they contain all this anxiety they feel when somebody doesn't listen to them or if things don't happen the way they desired it? So in that case, what you do is allow them to have some kind of scribbling activity. It's okay, you can scribble as much as you want, maybe on the board, maybe with crayons on a paper, or you allow them to tear some kind of paper so that they know, okay, my mother will provide me with some paper that I can tear, or my parent will provide that. So, or you are allowing them to run in a park, or you allow them to run in your lawn, so that helps them to regulate themselves. Emotional regulation becomes the key. If you feel a behavior is negative, the more you respond to it, the more likely it is to increase. So whenever you see that your child is taking something that you don't want them to, don't take that. I told you never to take that. What happens is your extreme voice will tell them that this brings the parents' attention to them. So they tend to repeat that behavior. Instead, if you say, let's keep it back and help the child to place it back and saying, okay, let's try to play with something else. So you are reducing that response along with redirecting the child towards a more functional activity. Challenge number 5, you feel your child is unmotivated. They don't want to participate in self-care, in play, in academic tasks, anything at all. What to do? Step number 1 over here would be I'd start with activities that require task initiation. So for example, they tend to have a favorite car, a favorite soft toy, something, and you purposefully place it under a furniture. The way is either they'll try to retrieve it on their own or they will try to come and communicate with you that they need that toy out. So instead of taking it out and handing it over to them, you can say, let's try to take it out together. So you hold their hand, maybe using a stick or something, and try to pull it out. So next time they learn that this is the way to retrieve the toy if I am not able to find it. The second way in which you can work here is provide with activities that require planning. For example, you always see your child aligning cars in a certain way. And then you go and you rearrange them in some other way. Maybe they have some kind of color sequence that they like, or maybe they like to arrange alphabets from A to Z, but you rearrange the alphabet. So they really need to now plan and figure out, okay, my alphabets are out of order, I need to place them in a line. So it requires planning and initiation on the part of the child. And final challenge number 6. You feel that it is difficult to help your child learn anything. They forget everything. They're forgetful in a way. For maybe 1 month you have been doing some activity with them and now they still don't know how to do it. It means you need to work on a particular area known as working memory. Working memory that helps us to do motor tasks as well as do some verbal activities. So there's a verbal working memory, there is a visual working memory, there is a motor working memory. So we need to work on all of them. You can check out this video in detail on how to work on working memory in a child. Hope this goal setting video was informative for you. If yes, please like the video and do subscribe to the channel because I have regular videos every week for child development and how to deal with different challenges in a child. Also, don't forget to like and share the video as much as possible so that as many parents as possible can benefit from it. And we'll meet again soon. Bye.